Time is 6:12 p.m. on this, the 19th day of April, 2023, and I call this regular meeting of the United Independent School District Board of Trustees to order. May I have the trustees that are present please announce their names for the record?
Mr. Aguilar, present.
Michelle Molina, present. Elisa Oliveros, present.
David Montemayor, present. And myself, Romeo Elise, the third, present. The record shows that a quorum of board members is present, that this meeting has been duly called, and that notice of the meeting has been posted in accordance with the Texas Open Meetings Act. Agenda item 2 will start with the pledge of allegiance and the Texas pledge. Thank you. Agenda item 3, recognition. We have already done the recognition before the start of the regular meeting. Agenda item 4 will be public comments.
Yes, sir, we do have, I believe, 5.
It's no particular order.
Okay.
First up is Valentin Valer Ruiz, and he is speaking on July 22 Texas DACA inflation rate.
Good evening, Mr. Ruiz.
Good evening. Give me a second to get set up. I didn't finish my speech, but I'll wing it. For the record, I'm Valentin Valer Ruiz. I'm a local community activist. I'm also the upcoming regional vice president for TSTA on June 2023. We have a common enemy that is not fully funding our public school system. Our governor, Abe Butt and Kate Paxton, have no respect for all Texas educators. They are not pro-public schools. It's hard to find educators, and they like that because they're supporting the private school industry. And UISD is using teacher aides as subs. They're saving money there, but we're not getting compensated. And UISD is paying a workforce company because of those shortages in staff. What is worse is that the district is paying over $14 an hour for those employees of the workforce. And UISD board members are giving family members and themselves big money contracts. And that is wrong and unethical. Like LASD, you have money to give yourself and family business contracts, but you do not have money for a cost of living increase or COLA for your employees. On June 2022, I know some of you are new, you gave teachers a 4% raise. Paras and auxiliaries received an embarrassing 2% raise. Les dieron una baba. Where is the respect? Where is the appreciation? Weren't these people working UISD and feeding the public during the pandemic? Where is the appreciation? According to the Texas Comptroller of Public Accounts, the inflation rate when you gave that raise was 9% in July, and it canceled both of them. What an embarrassment of a raise you gave. Guys, I come from a military background, and when it comes to leadership, you need to trim the fat. You have what do you call it? The UISD, the person in charge, the superintendent, is making over $300,000. That's double what the President of the United States is making. You have money. You have a rainy day fund. And if you don't have a rainy day fund, you know where you can get the money? From that extra cash that you guys get to splurge out. Because it belongs to UISD. And who is UISD? the students. Not you, not administration, but the student. The money belongs to them. And when you, in the military, I learned this very important thing about leadership. You feed the women and children first, then your privates, your sergeants, and then up the chain of command. No al revés. The 2% increase, they're the ones that should have gotten the highest increase porque les pagan menos. We have people in UISD and LISD that are canceling their insurance because they cannot afford it. Que vergüenza. UISD makes a lot of money and UISD is growing. It's time to trim the fat, ladies and gentlemen. This is the first time that I come here in this subject, and believe me, I'm going to be coming every month.
Just FYI, the 3-minute timer has
So we'll let you finish, Mr. Ruiz.
Thank you very much for your time.
All right, thank you, sir. Appreciate the comments.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, next we have Ms. Clarissa Fraga speaking about security and safety.
Good evening. My name is Clarissa Fraga. I am a parent, a taxpayer, and an employee. I am here to speak in reference to the security and safety, or lack thereof, in our district. As we all know, there's been an increase in drug usage within our community, which includes the use of vapes, which are often laced, as we know. And this situation has begun to pour into our campuses. Throughout the months, I've spoken to several administrators in the district and many parents throughout the community, and I'm quite disappointed at the poor excuses I've heard for why there is a lack of security, and they are as follows. Some administrators have mentioned, well, we have no control over what comes in and out of our schools. Yes, you do. That's your job, that's part of your job description. You wouldn't allow a teacher to use that as an excuse. We are understaffed, then hire, and there is money for that. We have too many points of entry, then reduce them. We don't have the proper equipment or enough equipment to detect, then advocate and fight to get them. We are quick to blame parents, but not tackle the real issue at hand: poor supervision of student body at our campuses. Parents don't know what awaits at the corner of each bus stop or what's happening inside your school bathrooms, but you should know the whereabouts of your students and their activities. From what I gather, you're criminalizing more and more students rather than educating and you are sending the wrong message. You are telling our children that they don't matter, that they don't come first, that you don't care to hear them out. You think providing Narcan on campuses is a solution? That's enabling. Go ahead, do your drugs. We'll save you here with our Narcan. Wrong message. Your lack of security is putting everyone in danger, including your staff. Your district, our district, is being reactive instead of proactive. It's time for a change. And there are many lawyers and judges in the community who are in agreement. I've spoken to them. It's been stated that your police department has created more issues than actually resolved them. In criminalizing and charging with felonies, you need to start asking yourself, what are we really doing to our children? Thank you for your time.
Thank you, appreciate the comments.
Thank you.
Next speaker.
Yes, we have Olisa Garza speaking on budget pay raise.
Good evening, honorable board members and superintendent. My name is Olisa Garza and I'm a teacher. I have 23 years of experience, of which 12 have been with UISD. I come before you to ask that you don't forget about the promises some of you all made several months ago, and that was to provide teachers and staff with a good cost of living raise. I love what I do, I love my campus and the people that I work with around me and throughout the school district. However, there is a vast majority of faculty and staff that work very, very hard to ensure the students' success, yet with the recent inflation, they have had to take second jobs. The last time I was here, almost a year ago, several of you up there told us that you understood and showed empathy towards us. And you even came out to speak to us and reassured us that you will work diligently on getting us a substantial raise that would enable us to live through this inflation. However, I can't see your commitment. Some of you spoke to us directly, and I mean, we have yet to see it. Where is the cost of living raise? You promised to work out the details with the finance department to provide us the raise that could be substantially carried out throughout subsequent years, but we haven't seen anything or heard anything, and we just keep seeing, as a taxpayer, I just keep seeing money being spent left and right for contracts, with major concern over where the funding is coming from. And yet, we as teachers and faculties have to be sitting and waiting. We're expected to hang in there in limbo while the piece of the pie gets smaller and smaller, and we are just left with bonuses, stuck with restrictions on them. I ask that you make good on your word, whether it was a while back, a couple of months ago, or when you all spoke to us directly, or when you were campaigning. We want you to make good on that promise. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Next speaker we have is Edna Almeda. She's speaking on budget pay raise.
Good evening, members of the board, Mr. Gonzalez, and all present. My name is Edna Olmeda, and this will be my 29th year teaching. I wanted to come and remind you of some of the assurances made during the last board meeting, in which we also asked you to give us a raise to reflect the current inflation. Although I'm very grateful for what was allotted, I feel that it wasn't enough. We were assured that we would be compensated for our diligent work we continue to do, whether it be during a pandemic, facing times of mass shooting, school shootings, teacher shortages, and many other circumstances. We have waited patiently for you to value our profession, and I think it's time to take action. I think it's time to show what the value of being an educator is. As I saw many young men, many young ladies being awarded for, I don't know, whatever it be, whether it's be sports or education, I feel that we are sending out the wrong message. Educators are not valued. And I hear constantly, don't go into teaching. And that's not the message I like for you all to send out. I like for you all to send out, education is the key. A degreed education is valued. When we are not compensated and we are not treated respectfully, that is the message that you are sending out. You do not value education. And I, for one, want everyone, all the young generation, to be valued as, if you have a degree, you are valued. Please send out that right message. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And the last public comment is from Melissa Castro, and she's speaking on pay raise.
Good afternoon. My name is Melissa Castro. I'm an English teacher at LBJ High School. I didn't have time to find anything because I was busy grading papers, but I come here with brief remarks on raising teacher salaries. I'm just going to keep it short and sweet. Raising teacher salaries can help to improve the interest in the industry overall and improve the quality of the workforce. It can also help to keep teachers in the classrooms. Many teachers have reported being dissatisfied with their jobs because they have to work multiple side jobs to pay their bills. I've overheard various teachers thinking of switching professions altogether because they can't make ends meet, pay their bills, provide for their families, etc. I ask that you all please consider and keep the promises you made us almost a year ago for raising living costs for all UISD teachers and paraprofessionals. Thank you very much.
Thank
for your
you.
comments.
Thank you for your time.
And that concludes the public comments.
Thank you, sir. We have Mr. Frank Castillo present. Good evening, sir.
Thank you.
All right, so we'll move on to agenda item 5, consent agenda. We have items A through M.
Motion to approve items A through
Second.
No motion, any second? Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? None opposed, motion passes. Agenda item 6 is in the items for individual consideration. We have items 8, discussion possible action to approve donations.
Mr. Vélez, members of the board, yes, at this time, this recommendation was received. Graciously accept the following donations, $1,000 or more. Veterans Memorial Elementary 4th grade team received a donation of $2,500 from Paul Watson Toyota to be used for a field trip to San Antonio. Ruiz Elementary School 2nd grade team received a donation of $1,500 from the Greater Houston Community Foundation and Anselmo Garza Fund. In Addison High School, boys and girls golf teams received donations of $1,000 from Walmart. And the following donations are donations under $1,000. We have none this month. The grand total donation for this month is $5,000.
Motion to approve.
Second.
A motion and a second, any discussion? All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? None opposed, motion passes. Agenda item 6B, discussion and possible action to approve board minutes for the months of January, February, and March 2023.
Motion for approval.
A motion for approval, is there a second?
Second.
We have a second, any discussion? All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? None opposed?
Abstain.
We have an abstention. Motion passes. Item 6C is discussion possible action to approve legislative priorities 88th session resolution. Are we gonna have, presentation on that, Mr. Gonzalez?
That was a resolution by Ms. Benavides.
Is this the resolution that there is? For the 88th
Quick
session.
information.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
This is just a resolution where we've gathered the priorities we have as a school district, and I think, at least the past 2 months, we've been trying to keep you all up to date, you know, what bills are happening at the Capitol. There's accountability system. You see there that we want them to support our teachers with higher salaries and compensation. And then, we need help with our health insurance premium and, just other, I don't know if anybody can move it up. I just don't have a copy in front. And of course, you know, funding, they are thinking of funding us on average enrollment, but not till the fiscal year 2025. Vouchers, we're saying we oppose them if they take money from public schools. And we also feel that if they do support vouchers, that they at least make those private schools accountable, like they make our schools be accountable with state mandated tests, teacher certifications. And so we just want to make sure that the playing field stays even if they are going to support vouchers. You know that the governor and the lieutenant governor, it's on their main objective to have vouchers passed. And then what we shared with the board last week is that we fear that if they don't pass vouchers, that the governor might hold a special session in June. And so there's a further delay about what do we do about teacher compensation. And so these are just some issues that we felt that we could support as a district, that we've been seeing bills, different bills filed. So if the board wants to approve this, we will have you all get your signatures and share them with our legislators, with Senator Zapparini, Representative Raymond, Representative King, and maybe some neighboring senators and representatives as well.
Motion to approve as
Second.
presented.
Second.
All right, motion and approval, any discussion? I'm just gonna add.
Sir, just
Go ahead, sir.
Just for the record, and I want to applaud Lila and our staff. I know some of us been going to Tech School Alliance meetings in Austin. Our voice is being heard. I know that when it comes to the vouchers, that's a topic that's really hot right now in our state. We are fighting not only region-wide in our region meetings that I attend, but also at the state level in Austin with Tech School Alliance, which includes the top 25 districts in the state of Texas. Now they're up to 43, including more districts, because this is a critical year. This is a year where state reps are telling us we may never see again, with the amount of money the state is getting. So we're fighting as a district, for the record, to get more funding for our teachers, for our staff, and as a district, for the record, we are not for vouchers. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
I'm just gonna add, thank you very much. I think this is a great idea. It focuses, the needs that our district have and puts it in front of the right people, you know, to say so. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? None opposed, motion passes.
Thank you.
ma'am. And the discussion possible action regarding requests from board members in reference to use of board discretionary funds for various projects and campuses.
Mr. Veliz, members of the board, Mr. Gonzalez, members of the audience, my God, so for the record, there is no additional request than what was submitted last week and what we had in our packet, so we're asking for approval of
Motion for
these.
approval.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? None opposed, motion passes.
Thank you.
Item E, first and final reading, FNCA local student conduct dress code. Hello.
Good evening, board members, legal counsel, and Superintendent Gonzalez. Annette Bettis, Director for Discipline Management. I bring before you just a clarification on our dress code policy. Leggings has been a conversation that has gone back and forth. However, our policy and our student code of conduct did not include the word leggings. So we want to clarify that leggings are a prohibited bottom. They cannot be worn pre-K through 12th grade. Now, to stand before you and share this information, I do want to let you know that in January, we did survey our superintendent student advisory, which comprises of 44 students across the district. And of course, students would like to have leggings to stay as an approved attire. And this is representing, of course, the high school students. We also surveyed our high school staff. We had teachers and administrators. We sent them a survey. Approximately 69% of our educators at the high school level are either neutral or yes, support a high school dress code. 31% of the educators do not support changing our high school dress code. When we look at it's completely changes on us from the student perspective to the adults at the high school level. We also surveyed our Student Code of Conduct Revision Committee, which did include a parent and a student representative from each of our secondary schools, middle and high school, as well as 6 elementaries across the district. And they are the ones who voted that we should prohibit the leggings. There were various concerns and topics, and pretty much the committee felt that that is athletic attire and should be utilized only in a gymnasium. So we bring this change before you this evening because we must inform parents of any dress code change 90 days prior to the first day of school. And the May meeting would be a little too late. Do you have any questions or comments for me at this time?
In order to make a comment, I think I need to make a motion. So I'm going to motion because I want to comment for discussion, yes. So I remember when Gloria Rendon presented this, and I want to say it was in 2020, I'm the one who suggested that we take leggings off, that we allow the use of leggings for various reasons. You know, you have some students who are very self-conscious with the regular pants and the buttons and the zipper, and they maybe have some weight concerns, and so they feel more comfortable wearing leggings. I understand leggings that are meant for the purpose of going to a gym. That's very different. That's a different type of legging. But there are also leggings that are made of blue jean material or made of a different other type of material that are very appropriate. So I don't understand why we're even discussing this issue again, because it had already been removed, it had already been approved in 2020.
So we have jeggings, which is a second type of attire that you're describing, which represents and looks more like a pant material. Those are allowed, but leggings are very sheer. And some leggings even have like an extra crunched area on the back area, but those are more for a gym environment, for athletic purposes. All types of jeggings and leggings are currently used, and that's what has made it very difficult for our administrators to enforce. because we did not have the word leggings as a prohibited item. So both parents, were looking for the word prohibited, and it was not in there, but it also wasn't under the approved list. So we didn't have leggings either approved nor prohibited. It did not
What is
appear.
the problem? What's the problem? Why are you wanting, or why are we asking that they be prohibited here? Is it arousing other fellow students? Is it causing distractions?
It is a distraction.
So why is that a distraction at the elementary versus the high school? I think it would be more of a distraction at the high school level and certainly the middle school level, but at the elementary.
You are correct.
I recommend that we're going to, if we're going to do away with it, then that they not be allowed at any level. And then, on top of that, our staff has to lead by example as well. And so, they're not part of any suitable uniform that should be at school by any. That's just my.
I agree, and we will work with Human Resources Department to ensure that the word leggings is part of our employee professional attire.
What is the staff recommendation again?
Staff recommended that at the high school level, we re-implement the uniforms. Approximately 69% want uniforms that we currently have in place from pre-kinder through 8th grade to be implemented at the high school level.
Which includes
Leggings? No, it doesn't. So the position on leggings from administrators as well as parents and students, the majority want leggings prohibited from pre-K to 12th grade, regardless.
And that's what you're recommending?
That is what we're recommending, to add the word leggings as a prohibited item. For informational purposes, we are not proposing any other change at the high school level to continue with the casual attire. However, they do have prohibited items that they cannot wear at the high school level, such as leggings or any blouse that doesn't have any sleeves or that exposes the midriff. So we will continue enforcing all those other restrictions that we have on attire for high school, middle school, and elementary students. And the staff right now does not recommend a change for the high school casual wear that we have. The only exception is clarifying leggings are prohibited at all levels and enforcing that. So we're talking about two things.
We had made the change because we were trying to attract or elevate the attendance at the campus.
And it was in 2020.
You're absolutely correct. It was an incentive to maybe perhaps promote attendance, and we are still working on improving our attendance percentages.
And now we're up against,
And
some
we-
big private and charter schools, and yet we're making it more difficult for students to want to be a part of UISD. But I'm okay with it. I agree that something you wear to the gym is not appropriate for a school setting. But is the word jeggings on the allowable list?
Yes, it is. Jeggings are approved. Leggings
Jeans
are
also
prohibited.
approved. One further clarification we made to add to this, just didn't make it into your board packet, was jeans are approved Fridays for pre-K through 8, and jeans are approved every day for 9 to
A
12.
high school student, so we're
But
not
it's
changing
it's not
high
listed
school.
there, because there, if you read that, it says jeans are actually prohibited, but they're not. So we clarified that in some language that
So right now,
would also be part of this.
we have jeggings that are allowed and leggings, so.
Jeggings are
How
allowed.
are we gonna have staff make that distinction?
Yeah.
Is there something that we're gonna be able to say, okay, this is a.
Jeggings
considered
look a
jegging?
lot like pants,
I know.
but they're elastic, they stretch, and they have usually faux pockets. It just looks like they have a
And we
pocket.
got that description in the.
No, we don't, but we can
wording.
add that as far as what a jegging would be. We can certainly do that.
So my comment would be, I agree, middle school, high school, but I think we need to give some consideration to the elementary level. You still have some students that have trouble with their buttons and stuff when they're just coming in K levels. So I would like to see consideration for the elementary level, especially we have like special needs students that have either sensory or that cannot work a button, a zipper. we need to have consideration for those as well. So I would say agree middle school, high school, but elementary level, as it is, it's hard to get uniforms, okay? And Walmart, Target has these leggings that are appropriate for school, for attendance. And I know I've heard that from the parents before, it's just really hard. I get calls from the school. I just don't want to have that issue or anyone coming up and saying, hey, you're making it more difficult for our children to attend school. So I would like consideration at the elementary level.
Is the leggings issue right now more of a upper grade level issue, like a high school issue? I would assume that's.
Yes, sir, it
the
is.
issue, not really on the elementary.
No, sir, because they don't wear them at the elementary.
And then you have, special needs students that have to take extra clothes. It's expensive.
Now, we do have our dress code exemption policy, which could be for religious and medical reasons, that we could waive that requirement. And sometimes it could be written into the ARD paperwork with regards to their motor skills, etc. And we do also allow for trousers to be pull-ups, drawstrings, etc. So we do have those accommodations for children, and they could be addressed through a special education committee.
I think that's
However you'd like to move in this direction.
I would, except elementary. I don't think the issue's at the elementary level. I think the issue is more at the middle school and high school, especially, they're becoming a little bit more aware.
Okay, so we will make that modification, allow leggings, based on your vote at the end, of course, and that would.
I'll make the motion then, to second that, okay.
motion, I guess to clarify, it'd be motion to,
Exclude the elementary school from the disallowance of leggings, but to include it at the middle school and high school level.
to prohibit it at the.
Exclude it from the dress code, it's not allowed.
Is this just the student's dress code? Because I'm sure everyone made a good point of not allowing it whatsoever.
I think that will go to HR though, right?
That goes to HR, that's not something we're voting on today.
We could do.
Yeah, that's-
That would be more of the
yeah,
employee
it's not-
codes
it's not-
handbook.
It's not before us, but certainly, I guess
Consideration.
HR is here, so they're listening. So based on this, I think there's a motion and a second.
Mr. Canales?
Just for the record, leggings are not allowed for employees.
Okay,
Just, you know.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We
Alright,
will
so we have a
remind them.
motion, and we got modified that it'll be leggings will be exempt as a prohibited item for elementary, but it will be prohibited for middle and high school.
Yes.
And I would wanna, if we can add, this clarification on jeggings and leggings as far as the description that's worded, so we can have administrators, reference it whenever there's issues with that.
We will add it to the glossary, certainly. Thank you so much for your input this evening.
All right,
Good
is there
night.
any further discussion? We're about, all those in favor for that modified motion?
Aye.
All those opposed? None opposed, motion passes. Agenda item 7, closed session, time is currently 6:46 p.m. in accordance with Texas Government Code Sections 551.071, 551.072, and 551.074. Board will discuss items 7A to 7C. No action will be taken in closed session. All right, agenda item 8, open session. Board has reconvened from closed session, and we are now in open session. The time is 8:05 p.m. For the record, no action was taken in closed session. Agenda item 8A is possible action regarding the negotiation pertaining to a Mandel Family Interest Tract described as an approximate 82.70 acre tract of land out of a 638.7019 acre tract of land originally out of the Mandel tract being a 1,486.2 acre tract situated in Porcion 6, Blas Maria Diaz, Abstract 38, Wood County, Texas.
Yes, sir. The recommendation on that item is to authorize real estate counsel to negotiate with the Mandel family as discussed in closed session.
So moved.
Second.
A motion, a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? None opposed, motion passes. Agenda item 8B. It's possible action with respect to the lawsuit filed by Potential Holdings LLC against the United Independent School District regarding UIZ Streets Santa Claudia and Santa Monica, located within the UIZ Student Activity Complex, and the underlying dispute upon which the lawsuit was based upon. The suit was filed under cause number 2023 CVG 0000151D2.
Yes, sir, the recommendation on that item is to take a motion for no action.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Okay, motion is second, in discussion, all those in favor? Aye.
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 All those opposed? Not opposed, motion passes. And agenda item 8C, possible action regarding internal auditors' annual evaluation and modification of employment contract.
The recommendation on that item is to approve the internal auditor's annual evaluation as discussed in closed session.
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second, any further discussion? All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Unopposed, motion passes. Agenda item 9 is adjournment. Motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Motion.
Second.
Second.
Second. 8:06 PM, we're adjourned. Thank you very much. Good evening.
Thank you.